Hi there, and welcome to the Secret to Getting Unstuck. Robin Randolph here, and I'm going to show you how to unlock your body's natural ability to lose unwanted weight without blood sugar crashes, relentless cravings, or feeling deprived. In this webinar, I'm going to show you how you can make the ultimate shift from being stuck, struggling to lose weight, uncertain about what you are doing, lacking discipline and motivation, over to being clear and confident as to how to transform your relationship and results with food forever, and what exact steps to take to get started right away. Be sure to stay all the way until the end to receive your free guide, How to Transform Out of Control Eating and Stuck Weight. This includes 4 immediate steps you can take, as well as 3 coaching videos. Get out a pen and paper and silence the riffraff and distractions, because this webinar is going to be loaded with information. You're in the right place if you're wanting to learn how to do intermittent fasting along with eating an anti-inflammation pure diet for wellness or weight loss and wanting to make this a healthy lifestyle. You're in the right place if you have slow to go, stuck weight, or unhealthy belly fat weight and want to do something about that. You're also in the right place if you are fed up with your poor eating habits, food or sugar addiction, and using food to soothe, and want to put the kibosh on all of that. You're also in the right place if you have pain from inflammation or weight gain from inflammation or autoimmune issues. Can you please type for me so I know which one you can relate to the most? Is it number 1, I have slow to go, stuck weight, or unhealthy belly fat weight and want to do something about that? Number 2, I am fed up with my poor eating habits, food or sugar addiction, and using food to soothe, and I want to put a kibosh on all of that. Number 3, the things I am doing or have tried, like intermittent fasting or keto, are not working, and I need more information so I can piece together a plan of action that I will stick to and that works. Or number 4, I want to learn how to do intermittent fasting along with eating an anti-inflammation pure diet for wellness and weight loss and want to make this a healthy lifestyle. Or is it just simply number 5, I am super frustrated and I need help? Whatever your motivation for showing up here today, I fully support you. There is a secret how to unlock your body's natural ability to lose weight. I'm going to share with you the secrets to success with the women I work with. Not all will apply to you, but listen carefully to all the information I present and listen for the secret that is just for you. After 22 years of coaching women, I am very confident that if you are struggling, especially if you're post-menopause or have slow to go or stuck weight or unwanted belly fat weight, I'm confident you're going to find some secrets to success from this webinar today. Before we dive into the content of this webinar, I'd like to briefly introduce myself to those of you who don't already know me. I am the author of 2 books. My most recent book, which I co-authored with my husband Jeff, is Pure 5-2 Transformation in 21 Days, the complete guide to healthy intermittent fasting. My first book, titled Rawesome Recipes, was published in 2005 by Young Living Essential Oils. Because I know you're eager to get down to the information, I'll just give you a very abbreviated version. I grew up with a big daddy. I'm talking whopping big, 350 pounds big. You want to talk about belly fat? That's my dad packing around his belly fat. As for me, by the time I was 10, I was already receiving Demerol injections to combat the debilitating migraines I was suffering. I was constantly sick with all kinds of immune issues. By the time I was 18, I was addicted to nasal spray and nicotine. Here I am at age 33. I was constantly on yo-yo diets, and I was not happy with my weight, and in this picture I thought I was fat. So at age 33, I went from this over to age 39 looking like this. I had now become insulin resistant, and I was heading down the same path as my dad led me. My immune system had become so extremely sensitive that a year later I got poisoned by the off-gassing molecules of oil-based paint. I was taken to the hospital by ambulance, spent 6 hours on IV, and sent home with a fistful of pills. At times, people had to feed me, and I couldn't even open my eyes. For months, I could barely make it through each day, each hour, each minute. Through extensive research and trial and error, I taught myself how to use food as medicine to recover. The people who were there helping me and feeding me when I was so ill saw my recovery and wanted to know what I was doing, and they asked if they could come and learn from me. And this formed the basis of the book I eventually wrote, Rawsome Recipes. Over the past 22 years, I have taught thousands of people, both in the USA and the UK, how to use food as medicine for wellness and weight loss. Okay, I want to fast forward to this picture right here. This is a picture of me celebrating my 61st birthday with my daughter. And at the time, you can see, I had gained a bunch of unwanted stuck weight, and particularly belly fat weight. I had pretty severe chronic inflammation in my hip. And what I discovered was that as we gain weight, sometimes fat cells will expand beyond their capacity while trying to do their job, storing our extra calories as fat. When this happens, they turn on and add to the inflammation already present in our bodies. At this point, these cells aren't just fat storage warehouses. They're like little inflammation factories sending out signals to activate the immune system. So losing weight allows the fat cells to shrink back to a more normal size and turns off the signals that trigger chronic inflammation. A study from the UK published in 2008 shows that chronic inflammation is linked to weight gain. Researchers followed people over 9 years and monitored things like their weight gain and blood levels of C-reactive protein, a chemical that shows up when the immune system is activated. And they found something interesting. Weight increases were associated with more inflammation, and the relationship was linear. And what this means is that as a person's weight increased, so did the level of the CRP in the blood, or the C-reactive protein. This relationship between weight and inflammation suggests losing weight should help, and some studies prove this. After extensive research and much consideration, I put together a regime for myself using very specific foods as medicine, and my aim was to reduce the inflammation. Little did I know that I would go from this over to this in only 7 days. Initially, I had created this regime to help my inflammation. But you can imagine how delighted I was when this is what happened in only 7 days. I knew right away that I needed to share what I had learned with other women, particularly those who are post-menopause, those with slow-to-go or stuck weight, or those who are suffering from inflammation or autoimmune issues. Can you imagine how it will feel to be confident in knowing exactly what to do, when, and why to do it? Can you imagine how great it will feel to transform your relationship and results with food so you always have a go-to plan that gets rapid results? Okay, let's dive into finding your secrets to success. And I want to suggest that anytime you hear anything I'm saying that you feel could be a potential solution to your particular issues, take notes. So the first secret I want to share with you is that there is no such thing as a one way that's going to work for everybody. We are all unique. So if you've tried things like intermittent fasting or keto or paleo or Noom or Weight Watchers or whatever it is, if you've tried a program before and it stopped working for you, don't worry, you're not alone. As a wellness and weight loss coach for the last 22 years, I specialize in women with slow to go or stuck weight and women who get into plateaus. And I'm going to share with you the most common reasons this happens and the remedies for how to deal with this and the mistakes you want to avoid. All right, let's dive into looking at what are some of the common pitfalls and mistakes that lead to belly fat and what you can do to prevent that. So the number one mistake I see people making is that people tend to be so fed up and motivated to lose that belly fat because it's uncomfortable, because it's embarrassing, because their clothes don't fit. I get it, but you have to remember that this belly fat didn't get there overnight. And the way to most effectively get it to go away and stay away is to be patient with yourself in the process and take the time to learn how to lose that belly fat properly, avoiding being over-focused on just losing pounds quickly. Excess weight is a sign of dis-ease in the body. It is a symptom that the body is not able to properly handle the foods ingested. There are usually several factors involved, like excess food intake, poor food metabolism and nutrient absorption, toxic and chemical foods, environmental toxins that create what's called obesogens, lack of exercise, poor gut health, which is a huge factor, and that includes the overuse of antibiotics and prescription drugs, and then also blood sugar issues. So no matter what the combination of circumstances that led to the weight gain, for weight loss to be significant, permanent, and healthy, several factors must occur. And let me tell you that the first place it all begins is in your mind. When you become conscious and aware of what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing, perhaps why you use food to soothe and to comfort, and you become conscious of what you're doing that is creating part of your problem, then you can come from a place of shifting your mindset to deciding and choosing what it is you want to do rather than what you are doing. Now, without a doubt, the women who I work with who seem to have the greatest success are those who follow my lead in creating an intention statement. A clear intention statement is very much like creating a mind map. Intentions give your mind a conscious vision your mind-body will begin to gravitate towards and override old unconscious behavior. So setting your intention properly will propel you on your highway to health, wellness, and weight loss. Earlier, I encouraged you to stay with me all the way to the end to receive your free guide. Now, I talked about there will be 4 steps you can take right away. This is your first step. And inside this guide, you're going to find a coaching video all about exactly how to create your intention statements and why. I'm going to go into way more detail in that when you get your guide. So be sure to download that and be sure to watch the coaching video I have for you all about setting your intention statement. I cannot emphasize enough how important this piece is for a lot of women's success. It's crazy how setting an intention statement can be sometimes the very thing that propels people onward in staying on track. So please don't skip this, and this could be one of your key secrets to success. And another piece that is huge in people's success is the more your mind understands what your body is doing, the more I see women have incredible results. So in other words, the more you educate yourself about why you're doing what you're doing, you will be amazed what a difference this makes. Here's what Megan had to say. I've gained so much knowledge, and not just about how to lose weight, but why it works. I was never starving like I used to be, and it was a relief not having to constantly count the calories I was eating. I now am able to stop when I feel full and eating about half the portions I used to. Thanks so much for the wonderful course. I will continue incorporating so much into the rest of my life. I could just tell you what to eat. However, if I say to you, the more you can add raw foods into your meals, the better. And here's why. It's because when you cook food past 117 degrees, you kill the enzymes. People often think about vitamins and minerals and how important they are, and they forget about enzymes. But enzymes are biological molecules, typically proteins, that significantly speed up the rate of virtually all the chemical reactions that take place within cells. And they are vital for life and serve a wide range of important functions in the body, such as aiding in digestion and metabolism. And when you eat food raw, it comes with the right enzymes to break down that food. Once you cook food and you kill the enzymes, then your body has to kick up its own enzymes to break down those foods. And the more your body has to kick up the enzymes to break down the foods, the harder your body has to work. So when you eat raw foods and the foods come with the appropriate enzymes to break down those foods, not only does your body digest foods more thoroughly this way, but your body gets a chance to not work so hard. And what you'll find is you're going to have a lot more energy and vitality. Okay, so what's happening here? What's happening is you're starting to get an education. You're starting to understand why you're doing what you're doing, so that when you are choosing what to eat, or you're at a restaurant, or you're picking your menus, or you're shopping, and now you have this information about why it's good to eat and add more raw foods into your diet. Now with this wisdom and information and education, you have choice. So hopefully each thing I'm sharing with you will build upon each other. So let's start with the fact that you will create an intention statement. And let's say hypothetically your intention is, I intend to create the possibility of getting breakthrough results and achieving my wellness and weight loss goals with ease and grace, and fully able to live out my transformation on an ongoing, pure, healthy lifestyle daily basis. Your intention is a very clear statement about a new possibility you're wanting to create. And then you get some information and some education, and you're given the ability to make some new conscious choices. The two go hand in hand. Okay, I want to take this whole thing a few steps further and deeper. So in order to achieve those rapid results that I got with quick weight loss and getting unstuck with my inflammation and the associated weight gain, there were 3 things I had to do on a daily basis to make a huge difference and to get that weight to move and that scale to move. Now, the first secret of those 3 things is that in order for your body to lose weight and make it not only effective but sustainable, first and foremost, your body needs to be cleansed. And intermittent fasting is a brilliant way to give your body some downtime and allow your body to go into what's known as autophagy, which is your body's natural ability to clean up the debris and eliminate it out of your body, to pull the toxins out of the cells, to clean that up, to eat that up, and remove it from your body. Okay, so now I'm going to share a huge secret that most women I coach have no clue about. This isn't true for everyone, but I will say that clogged bile halts weight loss for about 80% of the women I coach who are over 40. Clogged bile, you ask? Well, good question. Let me explain. There are several reasons your muffin top could be slow to go no matter how hard you try. The usual reasoning is, quote unquote, my metabolism has slowed down now that I am post-menopause. So for some women, there is a thyroid-related issue and is a valid concern. However, for the majority of the women I coach, the problem comes down to estrogen dominance and sludgy bile. Some women could possibly have some thyroid-related issues, but more typically what I see is estrogen dominance or sludgy bile issues. You can see how just doing kind of generic dieting is not enough when it comes to the fact that we are all unique. So when I created the regime for myself, I kept all of these issues in mind, and I also now incorporate all of this into my programs. If you do any of my online courses, you will notice that I create recipes with sulforaphane and foods from the brassica family to specifically address the weight gain that comes from estrogen dominance. So with sludgy bile, there are about 10 specific foods I focus in on and use as ingredients in the recipes I create. Let's talk about this bile situation. So bile is the digestive liquid that breaks down dietary fat in our body. And according to one of my favorite nutrition experts, Dr. Ann Louise Gittleman, she says bile acts to dissolve and digest fats, similar to how dish soap emulsifies fats on a dirty dish. So bile acts on fats so that they can dissolve in liquid and be more easily absorbed. So here's the deal. When bile is unable to function properly, you can't digest and absorb the nutrients that are crucial for a healthy metabolism. When toxins cannot be properly eliminated, they get stored in fat cells. And animal studies confirm that obese mice produce half as much bile as slender ones. So bile's secondary and very necessary function is toxin removal. Without the ability to properly cleanse the body of toxins, weight loss attempts will not be effective. As bile travels through the body, it acts as a sweep and it rounds up the toxins so that they can be removed in the stool. Beginning in perimenopause, some women begin to experience estrogen dominance, and this means estrogen levels are high compared to other hormones. This can even happen post-menopause. So let me just tell you some symptoms of estrogen dominance: breast tenderness, irritability, depression, cravings for chocolate, weeping in emotional state, cystic acne, weight in the hips and thighs and a pooch in the stomach, low libido, fibroids, cancer, and endometriosis. So when there is estrogen dominance and the body tries to eliminate the excess, the bile becomes thick with estrogen. This adds to slow-moving bile. So typically, weight gain in the belly points to estrogen dominance. Another sign of estrogen dominance is swelling from trapped fluid, and it takes the form of puffiness or bloat. So check and see if you can relate to any of this. In fact, I'd love for you to comment if you can relate to having this kind of situation: trapped fluids, puffiness, bloatedness. So choosing to do a cleanse in the springtime is definitely a wise woman thing to do. We need to clean up the mess that gets created from the long cold winter or sitting around eating warmed foods that cross the line into comfort foods. Now, you can do a cleanse is good to do any time of the year, but it's particularly good to do after the winter time. Fall is another good time to do a cleanse, especially after a busy summer of holidays and fancy eating or vacation eating. So if you tend to eat more comfort foods, sweets, and chocolates during the winter months, or you tend to do that when you're on vacation or just when you're not being conscious or paying attention, then definitely take notes. So with the pileup of pounds comes sludge. So don't despair. Help from nature is on its way. Once the bile flow is corrected, your body can break down and remove the excess estrogen. And the best foods to help with this to get the bile flowing again happens to be bitter flavored foods. So when I create my online programs and courses, and particularly the regime that I created for myself that's now an online course known as the Royal Flush Reboot, and then I have a more advanced course known as the Cleanse, Nourish, and Balance course, I particularly picked specific foods to act in specific ways for their benefits and their outcomes. And I use the bitter greens, specific ones, for this very reason, to help with the bile. More and more women I'm meeting these days suffer from hypothyroidism, where their body underproduces thyroid hormone. So typical symptoms include fatigue, forgetfulness, low libido, depression, and weight gain. Not a pretty sight. Once again, it may be due to sluggish bile. As mentioned earlier, one of bile's jobs is to break down dietary fats, which are then needed to produce active thyroid hormone. You can see how the dominoes effect happens and how this creates a breakdown in normal thyroid functioning. When bile is functioning properly, it triggers an increase in the production of an enzyme that converts inactive thyroid hormone into active thyroid hormone. If you want your body to be a fat-burning machine, you can't do it without active thyroid hormone. Without enough active thyroid hormone, weight loss stagnates. Once your body has free-flowing bile, it is better able to break down fats that improve thyroid function. We achieve some of this in the Royal Flush Reboot by using specific foods for specific synergistic benefits. And in my more advanced course, the Cleanse, Nourish, and Balance course, I teach how specific foods and recipes encourage the free flow of bile. And this piece of information is a huge factor in how to get slow to go or stuck weight to move. For some women, using very specific bitter greens is a game changer. Now, it's always a good idea to pay attention to using specific foods that will help to cleanse the liver. And here are my top 10 favorite foods for just general cleansing of the liver. Another secret to success is paying attention to nourishing your body properly. It's not enough just to do intermittent fasting. I'm always stunned when I find women who are doing intermittent fasting, and then when they're eating whatever they want, and they're eating toxic foods, and they're eating non-organic foods, or foods that are GMO foods, or foods that are being sprayed heavily, and they can't figure out why they're not losing weight because they're fasting. But you have to have these factors to make it work. You have to cleanse, nourish, and balance the body properly. And if you don't do any one of these three things properly, this could be the very reason you're having stalled weight. There are two other aspects I want to touch on in terms of nourishment. One is learning to use nutrient-dense foods that are also anti-inflammatory foods, which of course means cutting out all of the bad fats and fast foods and processed foods which tend to inflame our guts. And while we're on the topic of gut health, and to complete our discussion about how important it is to nourish ourselves well, I want to just share with you another huge piece of the weight loss puzzle piece for women with slow to go or stuck weight. And that is focusing on balancing the good gut bacteria. Now, this for some people is the secret piece that has been missing. And a lot of people talk about probiotics, and of course, we know how important that is. Not a lot of people know about prebiotics. And the thing with prebiotics is think of them as fertilizer for the probiotics. Without using specific prebiotic foods to help fertilize the probiotics will not thrive. And of all things that I notice with women when they actually straighten out the usage of including prebiotics is this also contributes to stopping a lot of the cravings that tend to derail women. I go into much more detail about this inside of your guide, so be sure to stick around all the way to the end to get access to this guide. We've talked about how valuable it is to practice intermittent fasting. However, a lot of people don't know how to do that properly without sacrificing their blood sugar balance. And let me say that without your blood sugar being balanced, this is the primary reason why a lot of people have slow to go or stuck weight. When your body and your metabolism is all over the board and your blood sugar is up and down and up and down, your body will hang on to weight. So a very key factor is learning how to do intermittent fasting and at the same time keeping your blood sugar balanced. So it's more important to stop your fast and attend to your blood sugar balance than it is to try to muscle through a blood sugar crash just to try to beat the clock and have a longer extended intermittent fasting time. Often women are afraid to even attempt intermittent fasting because they suffer with hypoglycemia, like I once did. However, when you learn to switch over from burning carbs for fuel over to burning fat for fuel, and when you learn to pace yourself properly and making that transition, learning how to do intermittent fasting properly, you will actually heal your hypoglycemia by eating less and practicing fasting. So this is an incredible tool to building a healthy ongoing lifestyle and learning how to get your blood sugar balanced properly and to prevent diabetes. Additionally, by learning to use food as medicine, not only can you balance your blood sugar properly, but also critically you can balance your hormones and your gut bacteria. These three areas absolutely need to be balanced in order to find success. Now, I know you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed with all of this information right now, and that's totally understandable. I want you to take a moment right now and to think about which one of the 5 issues at the very beginning spoke to you the loudest. And now I want to particularly talk to those of you who picked number 3. So the things I am doing or have tried, like intermittent fasting or keto, are not working. And I need more information so I can piece together a plan of action that I will stick to and that works. So I get it. I know you probably don't want to spend copious amounts of money on programs or personal coaching, and you just want to make this simple and see what you can learn and just try to get right down to putting things into practice. And that's why I put together that guide for you to help you get going and get into action with some 4 steps you can start right away with. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. So let's just take a moment right now to reflect on everything you've heard so far. And perhaps you can write down, or you can even add in the comment section, what is something new that you've just heard that you are inspired to pursue learning more about or eager to try? When I created the regime for myself that is now the Royal Flush Reboot, I thought through all of these different elements very carefully that I have just shared with you. And using my years of experience as a pure healthy chef, I picked very specific foods for their benefits as food as medicine, and I combined that along with anti-inflammation eating and intermittent fasting to get rapid results. Like many women who start the reboot, Hannah was super frustrated because she had just been putting on the pounds and everything she tried seemed to just land her back to the same place where her weight was just stuck and the scale wouldn't move. Hannah and her husband John decided to try the reboot together, and they were delighted to find how much they really liked it. In fact, they didn't want it to end, so they kept doing it for 3 weeks, and this is what she posted. 3-week check-in. All I can say is, wow, I stepped on the scale today and had lost 19 pounds, and my husband had lost 13 pounds since we started the Royal Flush Reboot. Woo-hoo! Not to mention, I have the energy back that I once had. My closet is open to many more choices now as well. We are feeling so good with no aches and pains, and we can't stop. It literally has helped us change our eating habits and is now a lifestyle. I was diagnosed with high blood pressure a couple weeks ago as my doctors wanted me to go on medication. I realized I needed to make some changes, and I asked if I could do this cleanse first. Lo and behold, my blood pressure has normalized in the past few weeks with no medication. If you're feeling discouraged, don't get on a scale but once a week. So your focus is not on the scale, but rather truly on how wonderful and energetic you feel. Don't stop. Don't quit. Hold on. You can do it. Listen to how frustrated Joni was when she started. This is what she posted. She said, I recently did a 1-week hurdle into all things healthy. I cut out all sweets, all grains, all alcohol. I stopped eating at least 2 hours before bed. I did 4 great physical workouts in the course of the week. And otherwise, I ate fresh, light, and moderately, a Mediterranean-style diet. At the end of the week, I stepped on the scale and not a pound lost. What's up with that? So, I hope to create the possibility of weight loss and reduce cravings. My job is stressful and my danger zone is nighttime eating after work. I crave sugar and/or carbs. When Joni started, she was beyond frustrated. She wasn't even sure if anything would work. And look what she posted in only 4 days. Here's a screenshot from the coaching group. And this is what else she posted. 4 days, 4 pounds, I'm blown away. Earlier, I talked about how thyroid issues impacts weight loss and health. When I began working with Kelly, she was struggling with Hashimoto's disease. This is another example of what's possible and what Kelly wanted to share from her experience. This cleanse literally changed my life and many others. Robin is so knowledgeable about how to heal the body with food. I've been suffering with autoimmune and inflammation for a couple of years now, and this cleanse helped me so much. I strongly encourage you to check it out and sign up. Whether you're struggling with weight, inflammation, chronic pain, digestive trouble, and more, take the time to check this out. You'll be so thankful you did. Let me ask you this question. Imagine, what would you be and do differently in your life if you achieved your health and weight loss goals? What I set out to do was to help myself with my inflammation, and my research over all these years has taught me how to use specific foods for specific outcomes. And the beautiful part is when you heal the imbalances, then the weight loss seems to be linked very closely to that. So although I can't say that there is one specific secret, I've incorporated all of these secrets into creating the Royal Flush Reboot. And that's why not only did I get rapid results, but I also see it time and time again with all these different women who come with very specific different issues or components to what's keeping their weight stuck or slow to go. After 22 years of experience of working with a wide range of women and their different issues or components, probably the most rewarding thing that has come from creating and sharing the Royal Flush Reboot is having women come to me so frustrated, so stuck, And in just 7 days, they leave feeling so empowered. So can you imagine having the tools so that forevermore, when you come to a place of feeling stuck, or you just need to kind of reboot your metabolism, or you're coming off of, unhealthy eating or a vacation or overeating or birthday cake or whatever it is, that you could actually have the tools to know exactly what to do and when to do it and get yourself right back on track. It's such a great, empowering thing to really know what you're doing and not just trying to piece together this and that and maybe miss some very key components, but to actually have a clear plan and know what you're doing and know that you can keep returning to this time and time again. And not just know what you're doing, but know why you're doing what you're doing. Let me ask you this. Can you imagine the possibilities in your life and what you would be like or what you would do differently in your life if you achieved your health and weight loss goals? When you receive the free download I'm going to give you at the end of this webinar, you can begin right away designing your intention statement. So I want to talk to those of you specifically who said you're looking to try to learn as much as you can to piece together a plan. I think that was those of you who said yes to the number 3 of those in the list in the beginning. So yes, you can try to piece together a plan, but I'll just tell you that in my 22 years of hands-on experience working with myself and with just hundreds of women, what I see is that there might be little tweaks or areas where you had no clue. For example, this information about sludgy bile. This is huge for some people. Or it might be the information about prebiotics. So there could be pieces or elements that you might be missing if you're trying to piece together a plan. And I know you probably don't want to spend copious amounts of money on personal coaching or doing another program. However, if you always do what you've always done, you might find yourself right back getting the same results you've always gotten. Would you like me to teach you specifically what foods I use to get rapid results for wellness and weight loss to build up good gut health and immune health while balancing hormones and blood sugar? And let me ask you this question. Would you like to learn the actual roadmap I use to get rapid results time and time again? You showed up here and made time in your busy life today for a reason. The things you have been trying have not been working. Maybe you've reached that point where you're tired of trying to figure out the right equation that will work for you, and piecing bits of information together has left you frustrated with the same old results. Or perhaps you are here today because you are eager to learn how to do intermittent fasting properly, along with using specific foods as medicine, and you want the help and support of an expert coach so you can transform your relationship and results with food and make this an ongoing healthy lifestyle. At this point, the way I see it, you have 2 options. Option number 1. You don't create the time or put out the effort to do a clear plan of action to cleanse, nourish, and balance your body step by step properly. So this time next year, you are miserable, still feeling stuck, more frustrated, and super unhappy with your weight, feeling that you let yourself down. Or option number 2. You choose to be proactive now and you 100% commit to creating a clear intention, and then take the time to educate yourself and follow through with learning to make specific anti-inflammation healing foods and using a proven roadmap to achieve your health and weight loss goals, so that this year you accomplish this and feel really good about the choices you've made. So if you're ready to transform your relationship and results with food, and you want a clear roadmap to do so, I'd like to personally invite you to become a Wise Woman Wellness and Weight Loss member and to do the Royal Flush Anti-Inflammation Cleanse and Metabolism Reboot. The Royal Flush Reboot is the only implementation online course of its kind that not only shows you step by step exactly how to do intermittent fasting properly to keep your blood sugar balanced, but also teaches you how to shop, chop, and prep anti-inflammation recipes created by a seasoned healthy chef and two-time cookbook and healthy lifestyle author, using specific foods as medicine to cleanse, nourish, and balance your body so you can achieve rapid health and weight loss results. Let me tell you what you get inside your Royal Flush Reboot course. So by the end of the course, you will have nailed down your intention statement, learned how to successfully get organized, shop, prep, and create 3 specific anti-inflammation delicious, nutrient-dense meals for every day of the reboot. You will have practiced daily intermittent fasting, learning how to do it by pacing properly to keep blood sugar balanced. You will have learned exactly why you are doing what you are doing from coaching videos that explain the science as well as the practical application. And you will successfully have laid down the foundation to cleanse your body, nourish your gut, and balance your blood sugar and hormones while boosting your metabolism and immune system. Additionally, you will have learned how to burn fat for fuel instead of carbs. You will have stopped your food cravings, learned to listen to your body signals, practiced habits that will lead to balancing the hormones leptin and ghrelin, and gained confidence in knowing exactly what to do when, and you will have a program you can return to over and over again anytime you want to get back on track, need an anti-inflammation cleanse, and metabolism boost. The best thing to do when you get the course is to go through each lesson, one lesson at a time, and just read and watch the videos and download all the course material and do it all one step at a time so that you get familiarized with the entire program before you even start shopping and prepping. And so this way you first get it really clear in your mind what exactly this whole course entails. Now, the beautiful thing about doing it self-paced online is that you can take as much time as you need to get familiar with the whole program, get organized, and plan it so that when you actually have it planned in your schedule, you can take those 7 days and know that you have already had everything so well organized that when you actually begin on day 1, you are so ready that it's a no-brainer what to do each day. And the people who take the time to really prep and organize ahead of time are the ones who really fly through the reboot. Let me just walk through the lessons very quickly. In Lesson 1, you'll learn some essential coaching tips that you need to know before you actually start the reboot, and you will watch several coaching videos in this lesson. Lesson 2 is all about getting organized, so you'll be downloading your shopping list and your daily log and the recipes and all the information you need to know in terms of getting ready, getting set, getting your mind set, and getting yourself completely ready so that by day 1 of your reboot, you have already bought all the items on the shopping list and you've prepped as many recipes as you can, and you're completely in the know in terms of what to do when. Lesson 3 is working with your mindset and your intention statement and getting yourself mentally and emotionally and psychologically prepared and ready to go. In Lesson 4, you're going to learn about ghrelin and leptin and you're going to learn about how the body-mind connection works. You're also going to learn about how important it is to keep your blood sugar balanced when doing intermittent fasting, and exactly how to pace yourself doing this, especially if you are new to intermittent fasting. Lesson 5 is about getting familiarized with the daily regime overview, where you're going to learn exactly what steps to take every single day, what meals to eat when, what foods to use with other foods, when to fast, what liquids to have. It just lays out your exact protocol, your exact regime plan, step by step. So that's what this lesson is all about. Lesson 6 teaches you everything you need to know about the recipes, why we're using what foods, how to combine them to make the recipes, when to make them and eat them, and how exactly to do it. In lesson 7, you'll get to learn how to do some batch cooking so that if you want to get really organized, you can take, for example, like a Sunday, if you're going to start your reboot on a Monday, and spend that day just making up a whole big batch of recipes so that when you get into your 7 days, things are already ready for you. All you have to do is grab and go. If you have a really busy life, you're going to love batch cooking. You're going to love on those days when you're really hungry, it's dinner time, you've been on the go. All you have to do is go into your fridge and boom, there's the recipes waiting for you. You just have to heat and serve. I applaud all of you out there who do a reboot in the midst of your work week. This batch cooking is a saving grace for any of you who are trying to do this in the middle of working. So when you make up all these recipes ahead, you can just portion them out each day and bring your lunch to work. This is designed for you. Next in their course, you'll see each day of the reboot has its own section. So when you're ready to start the reboot, you'll just hit the lesson that pertains to the day you're on. And this is where you will make comments or track what you're doing. And I have a little inspiration for you waiting in each one of your days as you progress in the reboot. So that's what this whole section is all about. It's about taking it one day at a time. In the last section, Advanced Tips, you will learn some helpful coaching tips on what to do when you derail, what to do beyond this course, and also there's a little section in there for some great exercises that you can be doing during your reboot. There are a total of 22 teaching, coaching, or food demonstration videos included in the Royal Flush reboot, and additionally there's a bonus section on how to purge your pantry. The total value of the Royal Flush Reboot course is $149. I have some special webinar options and pricing and bonuses I'm going to tell you about in a moment. I know you're probably thinking I have some kind of advantage over you to be able to go from the picture on the left over to the picture on the right in just 7 days. But honestly, you saw my genetic inheritance and the way I was heading down the wrong path that my dad had modeled for me. Because I had spent so much of my life suffering from autoimmune issues and all kinds of health issues and not feeling comfortable in my body weight, I made it my life mission to learn how to heal naturally and to share what I've learned with others. If I could get unstuck from slow to go and stuck weight and pain from inflammation in just 7 days, and if the women who I've shared this with can also get those kinds of results, if I could do that at 61, I know you can do it too. And of course, I need to add in this disclaimer that I can't guarantee how many inches or pounds you will lose in 7 days, because as you've learned from this webinar, there are varying factors of what you might be needing to work through. So if you come into this course with a lot of toxic sludgy bile, it's obviously going to take you longer than somebody who's coming in who's only just kind of slightly off track, who already has their hormones pretty well in balance, who already knows how to eat an anti-inflammation diet. So of course we're all unique and different, but I know if you stick to this and you learn to make this a lifestyle, I can guarantee you're going to get results. What I have and what the members of the Royal Flush Reboot have is a proven roadmap that we follow every single time we feel the need to get back on track. In fact, I'm so confident that you're going to do so well with this course that I'm offering a 14-day money-back guarantee. All you need to do is keep track of your daily logs and send them to me so I know that you actually did the work, and I will give you your money back if you are not completely satisfied. After I share with you the course options, what it costs, and the webinar bonus offers, I'll be sharing the link with you on how to get your free instant download. You have two options for how to do the Royal Flush Reboot. Option number one is to do the Royal Flush Reboot self-paced. So all of the course material is the same for both options. The difference is when you do it self-paced, you're basically all on your own, so that means you don't get any coaching support. But this works just fine for those who are self-motivated. The course is very complete and comprehensive. The self-paced course includes the Royal Flush Reboot online 5-module course, the course materials including the shopping list, the regime daily overview, recipes for all the meals, daily log, and all the coaching videos, plus 24/7 access to the online course. The course value is $149. However, if you purchase it today by taking fast action, you can receive the course for only $49. Option number two includes one-on-one coaching with me on my private virtual classroom held off of Facebook on my private website. The coaching option includes everything offered for the self-paced option, and additionally, you receive personal online coaching for 10 days. For 10 days, you'll have access to the online community classroom, and you can ask any questions and get any kind of support that you need directly one-on-one from me. Working one-on-one with me is particularly good if you feel very stuck or confused or not sure exactly what your specific key to success is, or if you need help staying motivated, or you need the eyes on from an expert coach who can help you really drill down very quickly into what areas to specifically focus on. One-on-one coaching is particularly important if you have special dietary needs. It's important if you have autoimmune issues and also if you have food addiction. I can help you tailor this program if you are keto, paleo, or vegan. Or if you love to learn and dive in deep. Or have lots of questions and want to have that back and forth dialogue to be able to ask and receive answers and work one day at a time integrating what you're learning. So right about now, I bet you're likely thinking, okay, Robin, give us the price. And you're likely thinking I'm going to charge hundreds of dollars, and I probably should, because after 2 decades of coaching women, I am a very seasoned coach. And the results that you can create for yourself when you've got me walking by your side to support you every day are huge. When I consulted with peers in my industry, they all said I needed to charge at least $449. However, I know my community of women very well, and although I know you're incredibly sincere and eager to dive in and accomplish your goals, and start being proactive about getting rid of that unwanted weight. I know at that price point, that would be tough for a lot of you. So what I've done is I've cut it almost in half. I want this program with the opportunity to have coaching to go along with it to be affordable for you. I want you to be able to enroll today, jump in, and get started right away accessing your course. And that's why I decided to price it a lot less than I likely should. For all the details and to review the course options, as well as registering and receiving today's webinar's special offer prices, go to www.wisewomenwellnessweightloss.com. Once you decide which course you want to purchase, either the self-paced course or the coaching Royal Flush Reboot, just click on the appropriate purple button, which will take you through my secure server, which my platform is Kajabi, over to using Stripe, which is the new standard in secure online payments. You will see either a screen that looks like this or this, depending on which course option you're choosing. Enter in all your credit card details and give Stripe a moment to validate your credit card. And then, once you complete your purchase, within about 5 minutes, you should see an email come in with all of your login details. So if you don't see an email from Wise Women Wellness and Weight Loss, then be sure to look in your spam folder or your trash file in case it landed there. Once you get your login details and you access your course, you will see a screen looking something like this. Be sure to save the email with your login details so you know how to get back to this page. But if you ever lose that information, just type in wisewomenwellnessweightloss.com/library and that will take you here. If you signed up for the Royal Flush self-paced course, you will only have one product listed. If you've signed up to work with me one-on-one and do the Royal Flush Reboot as a coaching course, you'll have both the Royal Flush Reboot and you'll also have the Reboot coaching group as well. So when you want to access the virtual classroom to work with me one-on-one, you'll hit that second button. Once you hit the button to access the actual Royal Flush Reboot course, the first thing you're going to do when you get inside your course is you're going to read the medical disclaimer, and then you're going to jump into your very first lesson, which is the welcome lesson, and the first thing you're going to do is watch the welcome video. At this time, I want to thank each and every one of you for staying all the way to the end. And as promised, I wanted to give you access to receiving your free download of how to transform out of control eating and stuck weight. Simply go to www.wisewomenwellnessweightloss.com, scroll all the way to the bottom of that page, and you will see this little box that you're looking at of the woman with her hands up in the air, and you'll see that purple button. Just click that button and that will give you access to your free download. Thank you so much for investing time here today, and I sure would love to hear in the comments section below what you learned today. And if you liked this webinar, I'd love it if you just hit that like button below. Also, to get the fast action webinar special pricing and get immediate access so you can get started right away, go right on over to www.wisewomenwellnessweightloss.com.